All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. This is how we made $1,500 today on our Lucid Flex Eval. There's the executions. We took this in the PM session just because I didn't see anything in the AM and I was just bored and I decided to take a look at the charts in the PM. Wanted to see if we could get a retrace on this huge move to the upside, and we ended up catching a win on Eval. Now today, obviously, was a no news Monday, CPI week, so I just was like, didn't see anything I liked on funded earlier in the day, so I just decided why not try to take a look on Eval, and luckily, half passes Eval, so hopefully we can pass it when I have some time this week. But yeah, so I'm gonna run through this really quick, pretty quick retracement. I just ran one mini on this trade, and the reason why was because again it was the PM session, and I just decided to risk. My stop was 30 points, so 600 to make 15. I thought that was pretty reasonable because my target, I really liked it. And it was more of like a forward test. I wanted to see if this would play out. So normally I obviously will trade like two minis, but I didn't want to go crazy in the PM when I probably shouldn't even be trading. But I thought this was a good trade in general to kind of recap because it definitely hits a lot of key points. And yeah, I just want to talk through it. So coming into AM session today, I already made like a recap today, and again, I took no trades. We had this kind of SMT get put in. We had this move up. We edged this 4-hour gap, SMT off the lows, and then we start ripping up. And obviously, I talked about this long setup that you guys could have taken. Again, I didn't even take this, but there was a 2-minute inversion right here on this 1036 candle. You could have longed that, TP'd here, or TP'd at the new week opening gap. So main buy side drawn liquidity today was obviously the new week opening gap high, which is around 24,661, and that's marked from the close of the Sunday, the candle from Friday, going into market close before the weekend. So basically what happened was price came up. Obviously, we had some manipulation. We came up. We traded all the way in. We filled in the new week opening gap. And on top of the new week opening gap, we had a 1-hour bearish fair value gap right here. So you have to think about it, right? Price at this point from the low pretty much has pushed over 300, 400 points, right? Straight up into this 1-hour gap without a retrace. We've already filled our objective for the day, which was the new week opening gap high. Obviously, we continued higher now, but at the time, the new week opening gap high was pretty much everybody's like main buy side target, this 1-hour gap. So in order for us to go past it to the next draw, which is going to be this high up here, this high up here, this high up here, we probably want to see price retrace and then continue higher, which is what I was looking to take advantage of. So again, price comes up, taps into this 1-hour gap after filling in the new week opening gap high, and we tap into this 1-hour gap, and I see us wicking and rejecting below at the CE point of this 1-hour gap. At the same time, ES had already also filled in the new week opening gap totally, so I was like, okay, maybe we can catch some type of retracement move here because we're probably due for some type of retrace to rebalance the leg. What I noticed was that we had a 1-hour unfilled gap below right here. So I was like, maybe we can catch shorts into this 1-hour gap, into CE of the 1-hour gap, just something like that, because likely price is going to come down, rebalance the leg, and then maybe if it wants to continue from there, it'll continue higher, or it's just going to flush from here. But regardless, at some point, if we get confirmation, it's a good place to short, right? So scaling down to the lower time frames, I see us reacting off of CE, this 1-hour gap. Again, we've already filled the new week opening gap high. So I'm like, okay, let's look for a change in the state, some type of inversion entry, whatever. So I don't want to jump the gun early here. Obviously, there was an entry here. You could have taken this 3-minute inversion right here, and this was going to be my entry, but I kind of just hesitated, didn't get in because I wanted to see this CISD. I wanted to see price close below this because this low right here pushed up and swept out liquidity. So I wanted to personally see the CISD and then take a trade because at this point, I'm looking at more of a how do I explain it? Like I'm looking to hold this trade longer than I normally would. So I'm willing to kind of wait and try to catch the bigger move rather than try to get a better entry and just hit like a scalp, if that makes sense. So we get this 3-minute inversion. I don't take this entry. I'm waiting for the CISD. We get the CISD on this next candle right here. And if you look at the same time, we also got this 5-minute inversion. So as you can see right here, we inverse this 5-minute gap right here. We get a strong 5-minute bearish close. We get a 3-minute CISD. Again, we're delivering off CE of a 1-hour gap after filling in the entirety of the new week opening gap. So I take the entry off this 5-minute candle closure at 1 o'clock. So 1:05 was this candle when I got my entry. Okay. Could I have gotten in on this retrace? Yeah, probably. But again, I just figured we got nice displacement. We're delivering off CE of a 1-hour gap. We already filled in the new week opening gap high. We got a CISD now inverse on the 5 minute. And again, I'm not a fan of 5 minute inversions, but in this case, I'm fine with it because at this point, I'm looking to catch a bigger move. When I'm trading AM, I'm trying to get in and out with a smaller point move. So for me, I don't really take 5 minute inversions. I stick to 1 to 3 unless it's like a really good trade, right? So we get the CISD, we get this 5 minute inversion. I take the entry right here. I run my stop above the 5 minute candle for just about 30 points. So my stop, again, I'm running one mini, 600, and for $1,500 to half pass the eval, runs perfectly at CE pretty much of this 1 hour gap. Literally almost perfectly. If we draw this box right here, you can see right there was my TP, right around CE, gets me right to 1,500. So I take the entry right here. And obviously we do get into a bit of drawdown. Again, this could have been a nice place to add after we tapped back into this 5 minute gap. So I marked out this 5 minute new form fair value gap because I'm like, okay, if we continue to respect this, we're obviously going lower. Like there's no way we just continue to rip through this and then come back. Like we're probably going to just respect and go lower. So after we tap back in, you definitely could have gotten a re-entry, maybe off this 2 minute close or something like that. But I just decided to hold it out. I seen this swing low right here, which is obviously the push that made the new high. So I was like, okay, if we break that, I'm going to break even. And then I took full TP at 24,608, which was for 75 points, which got me the 1,500. And it was also CE of this 1 hour gap. As you can see, I'll draw it right here. Perfect, right? It ended up going a little bit past, but you know, as you can see, when it tapped CE, it literally stalled for how many minutes? It stalled for probably 15 minutes and then continued to drop. And then we got that move to the upside right off of this 1 hour gap. So I'm going to run through it really quick, guys. This is a great trade in my opinion. Again, obviously PM, I don't normally trade, but I'm super happy with this one. So once again, price comes up, taps into the new week opening gap, price comes up, fills in the entirety of the new week opening gap, taps 1 hour CE, this 1 hour bearish fair value gap that's resting right above the new week opening gap high. From there, we're scaling down and looking for an entry. I see this 3 minute CISD. I see this 5 minute inversion right here. Take the entry, nice displacement, break even at this low right here, and then target for the 1,500, which just happens to be at CE of this 1 hour gap. We get a 2.57 R trade, and we have passed this eval. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just a really good example of kind of like a reversal type of trade that you catch later in the PM. As you can see, we had all this LR built up. I figured we were going to get some type of move down, and we got the move down into the unfilled gap, and we've been delivering higher since. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, check out all the links in the pinned comment, code LukeX at Alpha Futures, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.